sultry, she's got sex appeal. Oh, okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you're good, I hope you're well. I am so excited to have you here today because I am going to be doing... I'm sure you've all seen, if you're on TikTok or Instagram, that there is a massive trend going on at the moment. I'm probably a little bit late to the trend, but anyway. It is called the Siren eyes trend, and Siren eyes, I'm going to put some pictures on the screen now, all about elongating those eyes, that smoky, sultry brown or black. I want to try this because I haven't tried it yet, and I thought why not do a tutorial while we do it, because I'm very excited about this, very excited. You can go as dramatic as you want or as minimal as you want, but it's all about elongating those eyes to give that, like, those sex eyes, do you know what I mean, to switch on our sex appeal. You're probably not going to be doing it like that. Also very excited because I've got a new product to try. Now, I am sure you all saw my YouTube video last week, and it was all about getting ready for the launch of the Nude Divinity palette by Jordana Ticia, and I've got my hands on the palette. I've got my hands on the palette. Isn't she stunning? Firstly, the packaging with Jordana Ticia, she never ever lets us down. Very in line with the other products that she has created. They all look so stunning together in my makeup collection. This palette is £48 and there's 24 nude eyeshadows in it. 24. It's literally got every nude eyeshadow you can ever want. Look at this, please. It is just honestly stunning. I've had a little feel of one of them and they feel so buttery to the touch. She's too beautiful for this world. So as you can already tell, I already prepped my skin, done my eyebrows and applied my P. Louise base. I'm just going to start with adding a little bit of brownie pigment to the outer part. I'm going to take this shade called Priestless, which is her here, and I'm going to take that particular shadow on this iconic London brush. It's an 09 brush. It's kind of quite dense. As we're elongating our eyes, we're going to go in and start at the outer part of the eye. Just start to stamp that colour, kind of like a winged motion. I barely put my brush into that eyeshadow and you can already see the pigment. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's so hard to get really well pigmented mattes, and I feel like she's actually achieved it just by looking at this one. I'm going to go back in and dip more into that shade, and we're just doing really light strokes, bringing it upwards and then into the crease. I'm going to take Celeste, which is this one here. We're just going to take that on a fluffy brush and just tap off the excess because I don't want too much of that shade. And we're just going to go over where we put that eyeshadow, start to blend it outwards and then blend it up into top parts of the crease. I love that first shade so far because I feel like it's going to be like a perfect everyday, you know, when you just want a bit of brown on your eyes but not too much. Now we're going to warm it up even more. Which one are we going to go for? I'm going to take this shade here. I don't know how to say that. And this is where we're going to start to create a wing. We're going to go up. We're going to take this a little bit wider and a little bit thicker because we're going to blend. Do a little angle there just to kind of reinforce that kind of shading that we'd already put down. Go back in with our fluffy brush. Like I said, it's all about getting it upwards and kind of elongating the eye. Then I'm going to go in with my Sigma brush and just start to blend that out because it's all about a smoky wing. The more, I'm going to take this shade here. I can't say this one. I'm going to take it on a slightly smaller angle brush. Can I just say, these are applying beautifully. It is blending like an absolute dream. And then we're going to go back in with that Sigma. Honestly, I can't get over how good these are blending. And they're so pigmented. And when you're adding shading to this top bit, always make sure you have your eye open. I've just cleaned up slightly underneath and you can see that we are getting that kind of smoke that we want. Now we're going to go in with the shade Aphrodite. I have actually never seen a brown this dark. They are stunning. She has done, I just can't. She's done them so well. And we're going to take that on a really thin angle brush and just go very base. Now I have caught up with the other eye. We're just gonna, I feel like I have to. I think it'd be rude not to add a little black. I feel like I should. I'm going to go in with the shade Nova, which is the blackest one of the palette. I'm going to very gently just tap that brush onto there. Before I carry on, I wholeheartedly believe that this is the only palette you will need if you're looking for a matte, like a matte brown palette. And we all love a neutral, right? We all love a neutral, and this palette is giving me neutral, and we all need it. Like, we all need it. Even if you're not into makeup, we all love a brown. I love a brown, I love a black, I love a nude. She's absolutely slayed this. She's going to take that on the very bottom of that smoke. It's not going to add too much. Now we need to add a little bit more brightness to the inner parts of the eye before we smoke out the inner corner. I'm going to take the shade here, but also a little bit of both of these on this kind of flat brush here. This is a Unicorn Cosmetics brush, and I'm just going to go back and forth between those two. We're just going to start to work that on the inner parts of the eye very, very lightly. Also make sure you've got no creases. So you're kind of taking it from the inner parts to kind of upwards. Okay, now we have completed the base. I've just done a full face of affordable makeup over on TikTok. So head over to there, put my TikTok on the screen now if you want to see how I create this look. Now we need to do our under eyes and our inner corners. And we're going to go back in with the shade, this one here that I couldn't pronounce earlier, which is just a slightly warmer brown. And then we're going to smoke it up with the one below, which is Astral. I'm going to go in on the under eyes with this shade here and take it from the outer parts of that liner into the inner parts of the eye, and that into the waterline also. Actually not mad with how this turned out. I think we have got it. Now, as I said before, we're just going to go under that with the shade Astral to really thicken up that lower lash line. We're going to take the same eyeshadow brush. I'm going to have to show you, but I'm basically going to follow from this part of the lash into the inner corner to do like an inner wing. I've also focused all the mascara on the outer parts of the lashes, and we're going to go in with that same shade that I just started with and just draw an inner corner. I forgot to say, if you're doing an inner corner, always make sure that you've got nothing on the inner parts of your eye. Obviously makeup builds up there, so it's going to be sat there like it just was with me, so always remember to do that before you do your inner corner. But essentially you're following from the lash line and drawing a line down. The brush is super important. This is a Sigma brush. It's quite small and it's perfect for doing the inner corners, so always make sure you've got quite a small angled brush. Then I'm going to go in and add a little bit of that Nude Candle Eyes by Rimmel onto the inner parts of the eye, just to kind of brighten it. I'm sorry if you don't like eyes. That's just going to open the eye up a little bit more. Then I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is the shade Empress, which is a super bright shade. So underneath where I've just popped that inner corner. And there you have it, guys. That is going to go ahead and conclude my Siren Eyes tutorial. Well, my take on the Siren Eyes. I have just added a little mascara on the outer parts of the eye, and then to add a little bit more brightness, I took the Lottie London Diamond Ounce Trio, which I've been loving, and I just took this shade here, and as you can see, very lightly dabbed it. She's sultry, she's got sex appeal. Oh, okay. I hope you liked it, and I hope you found that helpful. Let me know if you do recreate it, and like I said, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as this. It can be more dramatic, it can be less. Thank you all so much for watching, and I love you, and I'll see you next week.